Hey guys, so it's been confirmed today that Metro Last Light is getting a direct port to the PlayStation 4. They're not adapting the PS3 version, they're adapting the PC version to the PS4. You know, putting it up as high as it can on the graphics scale. They're also taking the futuristic sequel or prequel, I forget which one it is. Pretty sure it's the prequel. And that's going to be on the disc as well, so it's like a full-blown Metro experience running as high in the graphics as they can get on the PS4 for the PS4. And this is leading to a lot of internet backlash, as often these announcements do. People are calling the PlayStation 4 the PortStation 4. I saw on the forum somebody said, PlayStation, play what you played last year. Here's where these arguments fall completely flat and piss me the fuck off. Alright? Couple things. There's two particular fan bases that people always want to forget. Everyone assumes if you bought a PS4 you had a PS3. Guess what? That ain't it. That ain't the case at all. Matter of fact, a large portion of PS4 owners are Xbox 360 convertees. I think that's part of why you're seeing such a lead in the sales, because people that used to have Xbox 360s are now getting a PS4 instead, as well as the normal early adopters that we're getting that are that did own PS3s. So any games that are getting ported over from the PS3, there's a good chance that they were not played by those individuals. Whether it was Tomb Raider, even though that was available on the Xbox, some people probably just didn't play it. I didn't play it, and I had both consoles. I had an Xbox 360 and a PS3. Never touched Tomb Raider until I got the definitive edition. Well, I guess I'm an asshole then for buying it. Fuck you. That game's awesome. Get over yourself. Same thing with Metro. I haven't played it. I have it for free with PlayStation Plus. I haven't played it. I haven't played it on PC either. But you know what? When it comes out on PS4, you can bet your ass I'm going to play it. Because it's going to be at the best possible graphic fidelity on a controller that I love. It's just how it is. You can architecture like, the Xbox One and the PS4 have with the x86. PC ports are easy to do. And that's my next point. If they were putting AAA titles on hold and new games on hold and just doing ports, I can see this argument holding weight. I honestly could say that would be dumb. But we're getting all the games we were promised in the first place, plus we're getting PC ports. What the fuck is wrong with that? If you've already played the game, don't buy the port. Is that hard? Does it make it difficult for you in your life to let somebody else get a game that maybe you've played and enjoyed? It doesn't diminish, that game. It doesn't diminish the validity of the fanhood of the person who is going to play it that hadn't touched it before. Get your head out of your fucking ass long enough to realize that there are multiple versions of every game. Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. I don't think I have to go any further with that, do I? It's like a dozen different versions. They were all cartridges, and people would rebuy them and rebuy them. And yeah, some people were like, that's a bit much. But you know something? Nothing to the level that we're talking about with these PC ports. Give me a break, people. It is just unbelievably asinine and unthinkably rude to be like, well, I played the game last generation, or I played it on PC, therefore this, there's no reason for this. Then don't buy it. It's like going to a grocery store and seeing a food you don't like on the shelf going, I don't eat that, I don't know why they sell that. Or, I've eaten that before, it was great, but I don't think I'm going to want to eat it again, they shouldn't sell it. It's the most selfish, self-important, self-righteous, self opinion I have ever heard. It is sad. Sad. We have these marvelous entertainment technologies available to us. And yet, all we seem to be content to do as a culture is shit on each other. Well, I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's starting to smell. All that shit is starting to smell. And I'm getting sick and tired of it. Will you please calm the fuck down? It's ridiculous. Dead Nation. was on PS3. They upped the graphics for the PS4 and gave it away. People bitched about that. The only reason it didn't get more backlash is because only half of them didn't know what the fuck Dead Nation was. You break. So what? We're getting these old games a chance. We're getting a chance to play some of these games again. And for some of us, we're getting a chance to play them for the first time. I said in my infamous Second Son review that The Last of Us is possibly getting PS4 treatment. Now, I don't think that's a smart move financially. If they wanted to use that game to push PlayStation Now, I don't know what their plans are. I really don't, and I trust Sony to do what's going to be best for them. So if they have the ability to port Last of Us to PS4 and do it reliably with high graphic fidelity and keep all of the gameplay intact and give us a complete version of the game, I'm all for it. Because that probably means one of two things. One, they really want more people to play this game, like the Xbox 360 convertees and so forth. But I think it also means we're looking to see another iteration of that franchise on the PS4. So they want people that only have a PS4 a chance to play that game so they're not left out of the loop on what that game is. The Last of Us sequel that would or would not happen, I don't think is going to have Joel and Ellie in it. I think it's going to have somebody else in it. I think it's going to be more of an anthology kind of thing where you've got a different group of people or we're telling a different part of the story. I'm not sure that they're going to keep going with that. We may continue with Ellie as she moves on throughout the world. That's an interesting story. But I don't know that. All I know for sure is that just like with Tomb Raider, the reason they brought it over to the PS4 is because they intend to have at least 3 games on the PS4 of this version of Tomb Raider. That's what they're looking to do. So they wanted to have the next-gen look. They wanted to kind of mess with the engine while they had the opportunity and put that game on that platform. And that's what they did. And I think it was a great move. So they're doing it with Last of Us. And now they're doing it with Metro, which means there may be a new Metro on the way, which would be amazing. Well, how is that a bad thing? Why is any of this a bad thing? It means more games. And if you've already played it, don't buy it. That's all. Don't buy it. Don't rent it. Don't play it. And if it's that big of a detriment that you aren't rebuying it, they won't do them anymore. And the only people that hurts are those publishers, those developers, and the people that maybe wanted to play those games. What is the big deal? What are you missing out on? That's what I don't understand. What games are you not getting because these ports are happening? I would argue none. If anything, you're getting more games because they can prove financial viability of a franchise by taking a game and porting it, which costs them less money. It's less of a risk. And now you have the possibility of having like a trilogy. You know, if the possibility existed, let's say that like the Halo anniversary and the rumored Halo 2 anniversary, if those had come out right when the 360 came out, that would have been amazing. Because then you would have had all 3 Halos. There's only 3 real Halos as far as I'm concerned. The rest of them are good, but there's 3 Halos, 1, 2, and 3. That would have mean you had the whole franchise on one console, optimized for that console. That would have been great. And arguably you could still do that with the anniversary. I think the second Halo is supposed to become an Xbox One, and power to them. That's a great idea. That wouldn't have stopped them from making Halo 3. What's the issue here? It's like every other argument. You see Xbox people going, oh, Titanfall, blah, blah, oh, the Kinect, and they're all into what they have, and then PS4 guys are, oh, infamous Second Son, PS4 camera, and oh, we had Twitch first, and now we have wireless headsets. You have to use a wire. Give me a fucking break. Like, who cares? Enjoy the games, people. Enjoy them. That's what they're there for. And if there's more games on the system, that just means there's more choices. It just means there's more to do. From November through early January, all you hear is, there's not enough games. And they start putting out more games. Too many indie games. And then we got announcements for all the major games for the year, and they're like, well, they're not coming soon enough. Well, now they have other games that are coming in, some of which are ports that have been on the PS4, others that haven't been on PlayStation at all. Oh, they're the wrong games. Just shut the fuck up. People on the internet are never going to be happy. That's why it's the internet, I suppose. But those of you that are watching this, I know that you're not part of the problem. I realize that you're part of the solution. You're reasonable people. You understand where I'm coming from, so I'm kind of preaching to the choir here. But I wanted you to know that you're not alone. You know, reasonable people like us, we love the games. You know, so my question to you is, you know, of the games we've discussed here, are there any of them that you have played that you'd be willing to repurchase? I would be getting Metro whether I played it or not because it has that sequel or the other title in the series on the same disc. It'd be worth it for me because it's highly regarded, that future one. Last of Us, I would absolutely buy. Again, because the idea of keeping that franchise alive. I mean, even if you're in the camp that says, oh, they're trying to make money. Okay, sure, but maybe the sales of the PS4 version of Last of Us is what's needed to justify a sequel on the PS4. I kind of doubt that, but let's say that it was. Would you buy it? Probably. So at the end of the day, who's this hurting? It's not hurting anybody. So what games are you hearing about that may be ported, that are feasible, that you're excited for? What games haven't you heard about that you want to see ported? And I am talking primarily PC ports, just because they are so easy to do. Very inexpensive, by comparison. Because there's not a lot of recoding involved in this sort of thing, because it is so close in architecture. Me personally, I know this will never ever happen. The licensing is impossible, but I would love to see the first 4 Wing Commander games on one Blu-ray disc for the PS4. You don't even have to mess with the graphics. Don't even have to mess with the graphics. Just throw them on one disc, make the controls as simple as you can, and let me go. Let me just dive into that world. To see that game running as smoothly as it possibly can, that would be amazing. Now, if you want to take the extra time, grab me some Mark Hamill or Mark Hamill lookalike and redo the first 2 games. That'd be awesome. Or even do Privateer and any combination of these games. Those Wing Commander would be awesome. I know I'm never going to see that. I know that. I'd like to. I miss those games so much. Or there was a fan-made Wing Commander sequel that came out last year, year before. It was 2012. The gameplay was amazing, but there's no cutscenes. So what if they licensed that PC game, took a little extra money, filmed some cutscenes, and tied the story together in a more traditional Wing Commander sense, did some voice acting, but the gameplay was the same? Fucking take all my money. So, what possible game makes you scream out, fucking take all my money? Tell me. Thanks for listening, guys. I know this was a particularly angry one, but that's why they call it GHJ Grunts, right? Right. Thanks for watching, like I said. Thanks for subscribing, and as always, keep on grinding. Oh, it is Monday. I gave you a review a day early. I'll probably give you my impressions of Deception 4 tomorrow to make up for it. So we'll get back on track here this week. Wednesday we'll come back with a regular on-schedule review, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys? The move is happening this week. It's going to be topsy-turvy, but I promise I'm going to keep in touch with you guys. I've got my handy-dandy hotspot. So keep on grinding. Thanks, guys. Cheers.